Ford changed the game for the worse.
Okay.
Now, you know what Ford is, right? What's Ford to you, Brandon?
Me and Ford have had a rough history, so
what is
found on the road dead is what people like to say with Ford.
Okay, but what is Ford? What is a Ford?
A Ford is what? One of the first vehicles that were produced massively on the assembly line.
American company, correct?
Yeah, American company for sure.
Now, I said Ford, in my opinion, Ford has changed the game for the worse for every single person.
Okay.
Brandon's one of them. His cars he's driving now is one of them right there.
But right, that's what I was going to say. You have a problem with a lot of automotive companies nowadays because they're cutting corners. They're trying to be cheap and giving people a hard time with the vehicles. They're not making, dependable vehicles anymore, right?
They are correct. They are making fuel efficient vehicles, in my opinion, designed to last 200,000 miles.
Okay. So what would be a quick, just summary of what's the problem? What would you fix? What would you change? You want a truck that's going to last longer?
I would kind of roll back the Obama emissions requirements for manufacturers.
President Barack Obama will unveil Tuesday the first ever national emissions limit for cars and trucks. He'll also require that all vehicles must reach 35.5 miles per gallon as a standard. The new benchmarks will go into place in 2016, but it will not be cheap. Consumers should expect to pay an extra $1,300 per vehicle for the upgrades. Senior administration officials say the new plan will save nearly 2 billion barrels of oil and would be the environmental equivalent of taking 177 million cars off the road. This deal also ends a feud between automakers and states over emission standards. States will get more stringent standards they've been pushing for. Automakers will get a national standard they've been seeking. The president will enact the plan through executive order, but it still must clear regulatory hurdles at both the EPA and the Transportation Department before it becomes law.
Obama's and Biden's, I won't try to mandate all the cars you make got to get 50 miles to the gallon by 2030 or 20 something like that.
Right. I kind of forget about that.
So they doing everything just to hit that number, but in the process, Brandon, who go run? No, hold on. Who get more cushion for the pushing? What that means, Brandon?
you got a thick woman, is better to have sex with, basically, because
they can handle the puppet, right?
Right, correct.
All right. See, now they design cars to be skinny women's. They can't handle the pumping, and the pumping tears them up.
I got you. But is it just normal driving that's affecting these cars, or is it stop and go, or is it people not taking care of their vehicles?
Well, how about we get into this presentation, because I don't know what's going on next, Brennan. How Ford changed the game. The EcoBoost motor, Brennan.
Okay.
You heard of the EcoBoost?
I've heard of the EcoBoost. Yes, I have.
What is an EcoBoost?
I have no clue, but I think it has something to do with like saving gas, but you still got an engine that can go fast. That's basically what I think about.
All right, same power, right? Why roll on here?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Gas mileage.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. It's a smaller motor, Brandon.
Now, it's what's under the hood that I want to talk about. Under the hood is a 2-liter, 4-cylinder engine that both has a turbocharger on it and gasoline direct injection. That's a little bitty engine on a relatively big SUV. It does put out 240 horsepower. Uses an awful lot of technology to do that, though.
Why is the motor? Do you know why the motor is smaller, but it still get the same power?
Why? I don't know design-wise why that's the case, but, I guess a lighter motor would make your vehicle faster or better on gas mileage. But go ahead, break it down.
Those lighter motors have a turbocharger to it.
Okay.
So they take a very small motor and turbocharge it to get the same horsepower as a bigger displacement motor.
And now, is that a V6 or V8, or do they do that in both?
How it's going now, they turbocharge 4 cylinders and 6 cylinders. They rarely make V8s.
And that's what I was going to say. I don't really see too many V8, trucks anymore, or like the Mustang. It's a lot of V6 Mustang. There's a smaller engine, but they say it's faster, it's better, it's smarter, right?
Because they put a turbocharger on it, Brandon.
Mm-hmm.
They put a turbocharger on it. Okay, let's see what I got next here. All right, well, there you go. So all these EcoBoosts and majority of your manufacturer watch Ford Motor Company experiment in 2011, I believe.
Okay.
When they came up with the EcoBoost motor for the F-150, the 3.5 liter.
And the Ford Escape. I remember seeing a lot of Escapes with the EcoBoost on there. Ford Explorer too, I'm pretty sure. They were trying to get that, and make it a popular thing. I think it kind of worked. I think people kind of like the sound. Like I got an EcoBoost engine. It's smaller. I think I'm getting better gas mileage, right? And
you're not, Brandon.
But I'm just telling you what people are thinking. They feel like, I got an EcoBoost. I got it on eco mode. You feel like you saving money. You doing your engine service by driving a certain way. You saving gas and you saving the planet. So pat yourself on the back.
How do the EPA, Brandon? Do you know how the EPA generate miles per gallon?
No. How?
They are on a flat road going 55 miles per hour.
Okay.
So how long that car could go on a flat road, zero traffic, at 50 miles per hour? That's how they generate the miles per gallon.
I got you.
Now, Brandon, do they sound like the real life?
No, that sounds like some of real life, but it's not all real life.
How often you drive a steady 55 miles a gallon on a flat road with no
not
cars
too often
around?
With no traffic and stuff? Yeah, not too often. No.
So how do you drive? Do you have cars around you?
Yeah, you have traffic for the most part. Yeah.
Do you have to accelerate and decelerate?
Yep.
And that will brings down your miles per gallon.
Yeah.
All right, let me see. I don't want to get too nerdy on here. All right, here it is. Here's the conspiracy, Brandon, in my opinion.
Okay.
You got 4-cylinder motors, 6-cylinder motors, 8-cylinder motors, Brandon.
Okay.
Each of those motors produce 300 horsepower. In your opinion, what motor will last longer and why?
In my opinion, the 8-cylinder, just because it'd be more cylinders, you're not stressing your engine out more. So it's like you got, like, I'm not sure exactly how you have it, but it seems like be more helpers, right? Getting that 300 horsepower. But if you have a smaller cylinder, it's less of those little helpers getting to that 300 horsepower.
That is correct. That's why your cars ain't lasting over 200,000 miles on it. They are high horsepower.
Oil change is not going to help this?
No, I ain't gonna help. They are high horsepower to get the speed Brandon wants. They put a turbo on it because a turbo is not activated going 55 miles per hour in a straight line. The turbo is not coming on.
So when is the turbo activated?
When you put your pedal to the metal, that's what the turbo comes on and drink up all that damn gas.
Right. And that's the thing. Do people drive efficiently now, or are we in a hurry? We driving fast? We switching lanes? We trying to get to work? We're running late?
They are in a hurry, and that V6 turbocharged motor is eating more gas than an 8-cylinder regular motor.
Correct.
Because you pump it. See, a turbo increases the air intake. As you increase your air intake, you got to increase your fuel intake.
Gotcha.
So you're getting more fuel just to produce the same 300 miles per gallon. Right.
So what would make a company say, you know what, we got 8 cylinders, let's try to do 6 or 4?
Damn, do I have a slide for this? Okay, damn, Brad, you good. Brandon, Ford went for profits over customer needs.
Okay.
A smaller motor means less material and weight. What does that mean, Brandon? Less material weight.
Or just make your car should be faster, should be better miles per gallon, should be all those things, like less wear and tear on the entire car, in my opinion. But I'm not sure. Go ahead.
Okay. Which one is cheaper to manufacture, Brandon? A 6-cylinder or the 8-cylinder motor block?
A 6-cylinder.
So it's cheap. You said Ford would save more in materials. And based on that EPA test I told you, Brandon, which one would use less gas going 55 miles per hour on a flat road going downhill?
But this is my thing. So we're not smart. We're not super smart. We're not running a big company like Ford or like Kia. Why would they be like, you know what? I know we're making decent money. Let's try to make a bigger profit and kind of run our products into the ground because we're trying to save money now and not later.
President Obama, I told you, President Obama said, I want these cars to hit this amount of gas mileage in this amount of time.
Right.
And watch this, ladies and gentlemen. If companies cannot hit that, the vehicles that over that limit pays a gas guzzler tax.
What is the gas guzzler tax? The gas guzzler tax is a tax imposed on car manufacturers by the IRS for producing vehicles with low fuel efficiency.
Brandon, what do the black boys like to drive?
Chargers, Scat Packs.
The Scat Packs. Joe Scat Pack is getting a gas guzzler tax. So when somebody buy it, they got to pay an extra $2,000 because it drank so much gas up on day one.
And where does that tax go to, though? Like how are you taxed directly?
They add that on to the car.
Add it onto the bill, the car.
They add it on to the car. See, I was in the market for Scat Packs before the Negroes jumped on them. Huh? This is going on almost 10 years ago. I said, let me get me a Scat Pack.
Right. Because it's a fun car, right?
No, see, Brandon, what Dodge did, they opened up for the Negroes. They said, put the 72 months and the 84 months out there.
Yes. How many years is that? No, just 7, 8 years.
7 and 8 years. You know, see, while I was in it, 60 months was the max.
Right. And that's a long time too, though.
That's a long time, but they opened it and a Scat Pack was $35,000 back then. How much does Scat Pack cost now, Brandon?
70 maybe.
They probably hit you by a good 45. You know, 48.
So? Oh, okay. Are we talking about what? Not a brand new one? Well,
a brand new one.
A brand new one. Okay. Well, is that horrible in this economy when you're trying to get a new car?
If you make it $16 an hour, yes, it's horrible. You know.
So if I want to get a new Camry, I would think a new Camry, not fully loaded, but a decent one with a bunch of features in it that I want. It's gonna be like 27.
Damn, Brandon, it's $28,000 for the 2025 Camry. Nicole, I do research. My mind told me to shut the hell up when you was talking about Camry cost $33,000. I did the research. A brand new one's $28,000, and you get a hybrid with it, Brandon. All of them hybrid.
Right.
You know. So, but it's $28,000 for a brand new one.
Okay, but if you are, I guess, just a regular person, should I get a Camry that's gonna be good on gas? It's gonna look good. It's gonna be pretty quick, or should I?
No, a Camry ain't gonna be quick, Brandon. It ain't a Camry.
Okay, it's not quick. It's
going for the 250 miles on that motor. It ain't going for the 200,000, so it's not gonna be quick.
So it's 0 to 60 is what, about 10 seconds?
No, it ain't no 88 Crown Vic. 0 to 60 is probably about 7 to 8.
Okay, well that's pretty quick. People don't need to really go any faster than that, technically, right? Where you going 0 to 60? You need to be going that fast. Nowhere. But that's what we do as humans.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure getting in my 03 Lincoln. Allegedly 0 to 60 about 6 seconds, but you get it way under that compared to the 4-cylinder Honda that can't get out his own damn way. It's a pleasure having that extra acceleration.
Because we like speed a little bit, and that's fine.
Yeah, but it's a pleasure.
But like you say, the Scat Pack is what, about 30, 35, 40, close to 40?
Probably, I bet it'd be about 43,000 now, but let's don't get too off of it.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Customers receive shorter life in the motor due to higher pressures. A turbo gonna have higher pressures. Direct fuel injection gonna have higher pressures, and it's more demand on the engine, on the motor oil. Now, your miles per gallons will vary greatly by driver. If you got a lead foot, you go be drinking up some gas. If you drive light, you can save a little bit. So you get a higher cost vehicle, but with less materials.
Gotcha.
Okay, motors without air pumps, turbos or superchargers will last longer. Smaller motors with air pumps will have more problems. Why do you think that, Brady?
I don't know. It's a smaller motor. Like I say, the bigger motor, more cylinders, more stuff going. It's not so much stress on the engine, especially because, like I say, if you drive a normal, it's okay and no stress. You know, you're not hitting the gas a lot. You're not making the engine do a lot. It's gonna last longer. But if it's smaller, it's more compact. It's less moving parts. It can, you know, cause more problems, more frequent.
All right. Yes. More pressure. All right. Here's another thing. Whew. I don't know how I did this right here. Guys, it's about a year old. So I think this article is talking about how Ford smaller EcoBoost motors are failing a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're getting 300 horsepower out of like a 2-cylinder of a 2-liter car.
Right.
You know, that don't even make sense.
Right. It does.
You know, that don't even make sense. So, guys, remember, when you buy one of these smaller motors producing the same amount of horsepower, your car will not last as long because you put more pressure on each individual one.
And I know we talked about it. Has this made you change your mind on F-150s? Because I know you said you want to get one. Do you know what kind you would get if you wanted to get yours?
Per YouTube and my professional opinion, if I ever had to buy F-150, it would be the Coyote motor, the 8 cylinders.
Okay.
Because there's no turbos
yeah.
to worry about, because turbos, they go out.
Mm-hmm.
The 8 cylinders is just tried and true.
Okay, I got you.
You may get a little less horsepower, but your engine may last 100 to 200,000 miles longer.
Correct.
Because you are spreading that horsepower over 8 cylinders instead of 6.
Yeah. And I got to look up the one, because like I was saying earlier, I rode in my brother's. I drove it to Lowe's when I was at my mother's house. He has a hybrid one. And, you know, you hit the gas and it's not like this. The computer knows you're not supposed to put so much power into the engine and send it to all the wheels and stuff like that. It kind of makes the user not as in control. It's like, okay, you might have hit the gas like that, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply the power where I feel like it needs to be, because it knows I'm not on an incline. You're not towing anything. So it's like the computer kind of took over when I was driving, which was helpful. But, you know, like I said, I wanted to see how fast it was, but I didn't necessarily need to change anything in the car to make it do that, just because it's no need. So I did like it, and I was against F-150s for a while, but I was in it. It's spacious. It did good on gas. Like, you know, I was impressed.
So you was impressed with this luxury vehicle, huh?
Somewhat. But, and you, like I said, I've kind of fallen away from Ford. I don't like how they do with the Mustang. What you think about that Mustang truck? What, electric Mustang crossover, whatever you like? It's okay.
That's not a, first of all, that's not a Mustang. Second of all, that's not a truck.
All right, well, what is it? Tell me what it is.
It's a Mustang Mark E. And they try to get people come over because they like the Mustang sound. That is an SUV.
Yeah. So it's an SUV.
That's a Tesla minivan. That's one of those Tesla minivans.
Right. That's what it kind of reminds me of. It's like, it's not a Mustang, but it's not like a big SUV. It's a small SUV for the people who kind of like the Tesla electric car. Got to give you that feel. But it's not like the traditional Mustang.
Yeah, they ain't gonna show me one, but yeah. And the Teslas, man, they should be illegal, Brandon.
And
what happened last month?
No, what happened?
I was in my Lincoln LS, you know, dripping antifreeze. I got to get that fixed now. Been 10 years.
It's okay.
I come up to a stoplight. Tesla minivan right beside me. I think they call it the Y. What's the one's SUV look?
The Y, the one.
It looks like a minivan in real life, people. So the Tesla minivan. I said, short minivan. I said, this Teslas don't know what's about to happen around this corner. So I got on there. You know, it's a 90-degree turn right there off the stoplight. Then you could go straight for fast. So I get in the corner. You know, I can't smash it in the corner because I spin out.
Yeah. So
my engine was wrapping up. The Tesla sensed that I was,
he was ready.
I guess, being aggressive.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, brother, that damn Tesla just pulled off, and my car damn near redlining. And that Tesla pulled off like it was nothing.
Yeah, yeah.
It's bad.
It didn't make any sound. But they're fast. Yeah, they're fast.
I had to monitor my RPMs go through that turn.
Right.
Then when I got out, I said, I'm about to smash it.
Right.
Smashed it. Almost with the red line. That Tesla just pulled off like it was
nothing. It was nothing. Right. But so why do you think they should be illegal? Shouldn't that be fair? And Dodge trying to do the same thing. They're not going to be the same type of vehicles, but they're going the electric way where you don't have to hear all that. You don't. It's just more of.
I was hearing that, but when I looked over there, I didn't hear nothing.
Right. Just like the wind blowing. That's all you hear when the Tesla take off.
I didn't see it pulled off. I said they should not be that fast, man.
So we'll never see you. You don't like the Cybertruck. You don't want a Cybertruck or any of those type of vehicles. You're not standing with Elon Musk and what he's trying to do.
If somebody say I can have a free Cybertruck or a free F-150 hybrid, I'll pick the hybrid over that damn Cybertruck. I may sound crazy.
I don't think so. I don't think that's crazy.
But they say you have to drive it. I may sound crazy. I'll pick the F-150.
Yeah, I think before driving the F-150, I probably would say I wanted Cybertruck, but I really like the F-150 and I like how it's sat. And that I think the Cybertruck is a fad, and it's really hyped, and I think people are gonna get tired of it, kind of like the cars. You've been in one of the cars, I'm pretty sure, because you probably got an Uber ride. One of the Tesla cars. Have you been? I ain't
never been in a damn Tesla.
Okay. No. Well, they're kind of overrated. To me, they're kind of overrated, and they're basic in the inside, and it's just, I think people kind of hype them up a little more than they should.
In a vehicle that allowed a cokehead to go down the highway and they passed out. I don't need to be up in that vehicle.
Finding near Boston, alarming video that state police say shows extremely dangerous behavior. A man and woman both apparently asleep in the front seat as their Tesla seems to keep driving, presumably in autopilot mode.
So you don't trust the technology, or you just think we're not ready for the technology?
Brandon, I was watching Highway Road Wars over A&E.
That's one of my favorite shows, Road Wars.
The lady was knocked out in the Tesla. OD. The person in the other Tesla knew how the car worked. So I go speed off in front of it and slow down.
Yeah, to slow the car down.
And hope the communication
technology knows.
Because when them Teslas catch on fire a lot, that means somebody was in there. And that day he went around that corner and didn't know it. Right. So they don't talk about that.
Right.
But
it's a lot of vehicles like that. Yeah. It's a lot of vehicles that are being recalled. I think I saw a GMC recall recently. We talked about Kia. We talked about Ford with their EcoBoost. Like it's just the market and the way they doing these engines and shortcuts and just being able to sell something now and not really worrying about 2 or 3 years down the road. It's just not good for us. It's not good for our value in our vehicles. Like I love Ford. We're Americans, right? We love Chevy. Would you get a Chevy?
Allegedly, we're Americans, second citizens.
We're second citizens, correct?
But yes,
correct. But you want to be. We would like to drive something that was made over here, made in Detroit, or just there's some of those kind of things that people like to say. We don't necessarily want to have some Tesla, different technology from somebody you don't even know or don't trust, because we don't know what that kind of technology is going to lead to in the future. Like, they've had incidents where they hit people because the technology is supposed to be able to drive itself, even though it still can have problems. It's a computer, it can, mess up. So